Hello everyone, Ember here, and welcome back to a new video. In this one, I would like to take a look at a Flareon deck for the Twin Battles format in Trainer Trials. So I was trying to win games with the Cynthia's Garchomp Twin Battles deck, and I found that out of like the 10 games that I played really with Cynthia's Garchomp, about 5 or 6 I prized one of the Gibbles, and it really got me thinking, was there any like actual evolved attackers that could basically have like more than a few basics? And basically just, like not risk prizing your pre-evolved Pokemon. And, because it gets really annoying when that happens, because then you've just lost a large chunk of your deck, really, to the prizes. So I figured, why not do an evolution deck? Because not only can you play 2 copies of Eevee EX, but you can also play 2 copies of the regular Eevee, and they can both evolve into Flareon EX and Leafeon EX, respectively. So, of course, we do have Leafeon and Flareon in the deck. Flareon is the main attacker, has the attack Burning Charge, does 130, and you get to charge up 2 basic energy from your deck to one of your Pokemon. Now, it does mean that you kind of have to cherry pick which Pokemon you want to charge up energy to. Typically, it's just going to be another Eevee, but if you're feeling really risky, you can also just accelerate 1 energy to itself. If you then want to like attach energy from your hand next turn to a different Pokemon, but always worth considering because Carnivine can do a whopping 280, so definitely worth considering if you want to like just get a big KO on an EX Pokemon. So that's quite nice. I'm also pairing this up with Leafeon. Now you could do Vaporeon. I think there is actually a decent amount of non-Tera type EXs that seem to be pretty good in this format. So like that was one of the initial reasons why I moved away from Vaporeon, because I was worried there'd be too much Dragapult and Charizard in this format to really warrant Vaporeon, if that makes sense, because like they would just resist the damage. But I felt that Leafeon was honestly not that bad. 60 damage for each energy attached to all your opponent's Pokemon and hit weakness on Charizard seems pretty good. It does, however, mean you have to really split the energy count in this deck because you've also got to run Grass now for Verdant Storm. But it does mean that the energy count looks like this. We've got 2 Grass, 2 Lightning, 2 Water, 4 Fire, which is, again, a bit awkward. I definitely think there's maybe a spot for Vaporeon over playing Leafeon. It is also worth mentioning as well, actually, that Leafeon has the second attack, Mossagate, which does 230, and you get to heal 100 damage from each of your veg Pokemon, which is really good against spread decks. But our other main attacker in this deck is Dodrio, and Dodrio basically wants to have a lot of damage counters on it. So you really don't want to have to use Mossagate if you can avoid it. Like, it's typically just here for Verdant Storm to get KOs on things like Bellibolt, for example. Just a deck that I seem to keep running into. So yeah, I just thought that was worth mentioning. But yeah, Dodrio is the single prize attacker of choice in this deck. I'm also playing Noctowl because, we may as well. We're playing like basic Tera Pokemon as well. So like, yeah, Noctowl, just a very strong ability. Also got Fan Rotom with the ability Fan Call, which is just nice for getting set up. Lets us find Dodrios, Hootoots, and also the Eevee that's not the EX, which is nice. So yeah, 18 Pokemon is kind of a lot, but I do feel like this format lends itself better to having higher Pokemon counts in general. As for the trainers, there's nothing really too crazy. It's just like a slightly modified version of my standard Flareon deck. I am playing some noticeable different cards though, like I'm playing Black Belt's Training in this deck, just to give you plus 40 damage, which I do think is kind of important. Like the plus 40 will definitely help you out in some situations. And it also just means like Rotom and Dodrio can poke for a bit harder. There is one thing I would say though, is that Rotom requires you to have a stadium in play to attack. So like maybe you could fit in a stadium into this deck. Like what stadium you'd play, I'm not sure really. Like Area Zero Underdepths might be okay. Like Beach Court's not terrible. Like pretty much any stadium should be okay for this deck. I would maybe avoid playing Artisan just because I think it helps out other decks a bit too much in this format. And in a format like this, where like it's very easy to get a head start and like properly steamroll your opponent, I would definitely say playing things like Artisan will only ever help your opponent. It won't ever really help you like get on top of your opponent, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'd maybe stay away from stadiums that can help your opponent. But yeah, I just thought that was worth mentioning. But yeah, let me know what you think about the Flareon deck in Twin Battles. Have you been having much fun in Twin Battles? Have you been enjoying it? I've personally been having a bit of a blast playing it. It seems like a lot of fun. I will say that decks being a bit more inconsistent, and of course that whole fact where if you prize one of your pre-evolutions, then things get really annoying. So like having to test out other decks has been a bit frustrating, but for sure Flareon is one of the more consistent decks in the format, for sure. So yeah, let me know what you think down below. And yeah, it's been Ember Power. Thank you for watching. Okay, so for first turn it wasn't so bad, but unfortunately Iono didn't get us any more Pokemon or any items to actually find said Pokemon, which is a major downside. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but unfortunately we didn't get any more of that. But we did at least get energy down on Eevee, so it's very possible we can just knock out Zacian next turn. That's also an Arven, that's not a boss, which is good. Unfortunately, not getting like the turn one Rotom play was a bit of a shame, but I'm still feeling like fairly confident we can do well in this matchup, so not going to take it too personally just yet. I can also find a Tera Orb with Arven, so it might just be a case of using Burning Charge next turn and just going for that. But yeah, we'll have to see what my opponent does. They could have something like Pokemon Catcher, you never know. A Fire-Energy, wait, what? Wait, what is Fire-Energy doing in here? Are you playing like Ho-Oh maybe? That's interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure why Fire-Energy's in the list. It's going a bit scared now. You're not playing Charizard with us, are you? It's interesting. I would have thought maybe like Dark Energy for Monkey Dory, but yeah, Fire-Energy is very spicy. Not sure what's going on here. Okay, so my opponent Poffins for a Charcadet. Okay. Yeah, they're kind of cooking here. Is that maybe like Cerulou GX then? That's interesting. So yeah, they will Insta-Strike. Knock out my Hoothoot. Poor boy. But at the very least, that means we don't have to worry about trying to like retreat Hoothoot or anything. So I think I kind of just have to use Arven this turn and guarantee it. I mean, we can bench Rotom in case we want to attack with it. Yeah. I guess so. Although I kind of feel like I need more than what I have. So I'm going to attach a Grass. And then I will use Iono. So I could have like Arven for Flareon, but I feel like I just need more Pokemon in general, so... Okay, we get Flareon, we get Eevee, that's perfect. No Doduo, sadly, but we do get Eevee, so that's good. So yeah, I will go ahead and bench the Eevee. And because I did attach actually a Grass Energy to this one, then we can't threaten Carnivine next turn. I suppose if we got Crispin, then we could. But I think maybe we can just go like Fire Lightning, I guess. Actually, no. You know what? We'll do this. It's a bit greedy. It's a bit risky, but it is a bit greedy. But we're doing it because we have Boss. This could horrendously backfire, but we'll see. Okay, 2 prizes. Leafeon, energy, not useful. I need some more Pokemon. I need Doduo down, really. Like, Dodrio is a big part of this deck. I would like to use Dodrio, please. So they run away to Snorlax, but that could be the... Well, it could be one of a few things, actually, because it could be the Cerulou GX, it could be the Armarouge GX, it could be the Armarouge that moves energy. Okay, so it's Cerulou GX. Okay. So that's not doing a ton of damage yet, though, is it? No. Not yet, at least. So we can go in there and bonk it out of existence if we need to, which I think is probably the play here, actually. Yeah, I think if they don't attack, then we might just have to... I mean, we could use Carnivine again on Zacian. Like, that's not a bad idea either. I also don't really want to give them Pheasant anymore, so... Bossing Pheasant is absolutely fine. I mean, I thought they would have a Cramorant, actually, but okay. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, these don't stack at the very least. But I guess they're anticipating me killing Snorlax. So I guess that, yeah, that's fine. So they get some energy, which is alright. Psychic Metal. Intriguing. So is that for Raging Amethyst? But how are you powering it up without Crispin? Interesting. Okay, now we definitely boss Cerulege. Oh, we got another boss as well. Okay, I will probably Fire and G this guy. Yeah, because we want to leave the grass open to maybe using Leafeon, maybe not. Then we boss. I just want to kill this guy. Yeah, I think we just KO this. Right, Conline. All the big move. Bonk. I mean, technically, if they can't remove Flareon, we also just win next turn. Especially if they don't play Iono. So there's that as well. We get another Dodrio, but we don't get any Doduo. We do get a Black Belt's training, which is kind of cool. I've also just remembered that we can't attack back-to-back. So we would have to use Burning Charge. Yeah, because it's can't attack in general. And rather than just can't use this attack. Which is a shame. So, like, we could fork out the retreat cost. Maybe attack with Rotom. Might not be such a bad idea. Or you could just go in there with Leafeon. But I think they're only going to put one energy on the board this turn. So, like, we won't even be able to KO Varu with Leafeon. So, yeah. Okay, so they get another Zacian down. I was going to say, did not have one in the discard pile, but no, they retrieved it. I was like, am I playing standard right now? No. It is twin battles, but yeah. I guess that's kind of the problem with the hops deck in this format, is you only get 2 copies of every like good card. So only 2 of the trainer and only like 2 of the hops band and 2 of the thingama what's it? Forget its name. Postwick Stadium. Okay, so they do play an Iono, which is unfortunate. I mean, also though, if we just get Switch or something, like we can just win that way, but he's currently not doing enough to KO us just yet. He's a few modifiers away. He needs the band and he needs Postwick. Okay, there's a boss. I could just run away for a turn. Yeah, I could just run away for a turn, to be honest. Could feed them the Eevee, maybe. Ooh, Morty's is nice. Morty discarding Crispin, I guess. Crispin is good, but I think we have the energy we want on board. So yeah, we'll draw a bunch of cards here. Okay, yeah, we just win. Never mind. Cool beans. Yeah, so we just switch into Eevee, then pay the retreat cost. Yeah, that wasn't so hard. I mean, hitting weakness definitely helps, but still. And then kaboom. Yeah, Conline. Big damage.